Hello little ones, welcome back to Grandma's Storytime channel. Today we are going to read together Winnie the Pooh, A Day to Remember. Winnie the Pooh was sitting in front of his house, looking so unhappy when along came his friends, Tigger and Piglet. "Hello, Pooh!" called Tigger. "How about a stroll?" "Do come, Pooh," said Piglet. "It might help cheer you up." "I can't," said Pooh, and he sighed. "The trouble is, I was on my way to somewhere. I sat down here for a minute, and now I can't remember where I was going, no matter how hard I try." "You're probably trying too hard," said Tigger. "Yes," Piglet agreed. "Think about something else. That's what I do. And suddenly it comes back, the very thing I've forgotten." "But what shall I think about?" Pooh asked. "You might think about building a table," Piglet said. "I need a table, but I don't know how to build one." "That's a splendid idea," said Tigger. "That sounds like fun," said Pooh. "I've never made a table before." Piglet ran home to get some boards for the tabletop. Pooh found some birch logs for the legs. Pooh pounded happily with his hammer. First he nailed the top together, then he nailed the legs on. "Oh, it's beautiful!" Piglet squeaked. "Rather tilty, though," said Tigger. "And it's very low," Tigger added. "I've never seen such a low table." "That's because Piglet is low," said Pooh. "Some paint might make it look better," Tigger suggested. "Rabbit's painting his floor today. Maybe he has some extra paint." "That's it!" Pooh cried. "That's the somewhere I was supposed to be. I promised to help paint Rabbit's floor." He dashed off down the path with Tigger and Piglet close behind. As they drew near to Rabbit's house, they heard angry shouts. "Oh, Pooh! Oh, terrible, forgetful Pooh! Where are you, Pooh?" The three friends skidded to a stop. "Rabbit sounds very cross," Piglet said. Pooh ran up to the sandy bank where Rabbit lived and peeked in the door. Rabbit was on the far side of the room. He had painted himself into a corner. "Where have you been?" Rabbit shouted. "Look what has happened because I had no one to talk things over with. I should have started painting in this corner and finish at the door." "Oh, Rabbit," Pooh exclaimed, "I'm so sorry." "Have you been in the corner long?" "Yes, I have," said Rabbit, "and I'll be here until the paint dries unless you can help me." "If we take turns blowing on the floor, it might dry faster," Piglet suggested. "Or we could toss Rabbit some food while he waits," Tigger said brightly. Suddenly, Pooh had an idea. He climbed to the top of the sandy bank. After much looking and thinking, he began to dig. "We'll dig a hole through Rabbit's roof and haul him up," Pooh said. "Oh, Pooh, that's splendid!" Piglet exclaimed. They dug and dug and dug. At last the hole was finished. There was Rabbit right below them. "What are you doing?" he demanded. Instead of answering, Pooh poked a branch down into the hole. A rabbit grabbed the branch, and the three friends tugged with all their might until he was up on the bank. "There," Pooh said happily. "Now you're not stuck in the corner waiting for the paint to dry, and your house has a skylight to let in sunshine and breezes." "And rain!" Rabbit shouted. "That's not a skylight, it's a hole. When it rains, my house will fill up with water. Have you thought of that?" Pooh hadn't. He and Piglet were very quiet. Even Tiger could think of nothing to say. "I believe," said Pooh sadly, "that I am a bear of very little brain indeed." Then Piglet cleared his throat. "The table," he said in a small voice, "on top when it rains." "What are you talking about, Piglet?" Rabbit asked angrily. Tiger and Pooh understood. They ran to fetch the table. "You can put it next to the skylight hole," Piglet exclaimed. "Then, if it's rain, you can put the table on top of the hole." "And you'll have a porch to sit on whenever you wish," said Pooh. Rabbit was pleased. After all, he would have the only house in the woods with a skylight and a movable porch. "Come, sit on my porch and rest a while," Rabbit said grandly. "Tomorrow we'll build a new table for you, Piglet," said Pooh. "But you had better remind me in the morning," he sighed. "I do wish I weren't such a forgetter." Once again it was Piglet who thought of just the right thing to say. "Don't feel bad, Pooh. You are the very best forgetter in the whole world." The end. Good night and sweet dreams.